Hello, hello. This is John Walls here. Just wanted to make a video on my experience with 3-day refresh. Um, so when I first heard about the refresh, I thought it'd be a great idea to kind of get myself out of the funk that I was in. I definitely noticed over summertime you get into different activities and your eating habits might not be the best. So I just decided, hey, I'm going to get this started, revamp myself, try to get my system hopefully cleaned out. That was kind of my goal. And definitely just get back into that mindset of more clean eating. One of the biggest things, I'm a full-time registered nurse, so it's not always easy to prepare meals or carry them along with you. So that was one of the things that I liked about the refresh, is it simplified things for you. You have your shakes, you have your small snacks, and then you have your meal at dinner time. So simplify, simple, easy, quick steps. So like I said, I noticed myself getting too much into junk foods, snacking. I'm a big snacker, especially at night. So once I kind of felt myself getting back into those old habits, that's when I obviously thought that the refresh would be a great stopping point to kind of stop all that and get to a new mode of clean eating. So I've kind of been a little bit of, I wouldn't say a roller coaster, but I recently, about a year and a half ago, lost 50 pounds. So I've been in the mode, once I got to that lowest point, then I kind of got a little lackadaisical. You're like, oh, I'm here, I can stay here, that's no problem. And then I slowly fell into bad habits, as like I said. So when I noticed my weight was starting to creep up again, and just didn't have that focus, I knew I had to do something had to change. So that's when I obviously decided to pick up the refresh. So when I first was thinking about the refresh, I didn't really have too big of goals. I had knew a few friends that had did it, and some had lost like 12 pounds in 3 days. I was mind blown. So I really didn't have a weight goal or anything per se. If I lost 4 or 5 pounds, I would have been happy. So I didn't come into it like, oh, I have to lose this amount or it's not success. Because I also know just the way I feel. I was kind of starting to feel a little sluggish. You start eating foods that too much grease, your stomach doesn't feel well. So I was getting into that point where I just wanted to start feeling a little better, because I wasn't treating my body the way I should have been treating it. So I ended up losing 9 pounds on the refresh in 3 days, and it was a little over 3 inches in my waist. Those were about the only measurements I took, because that's where I obviously wanted to focus on, because my clothes, especially my pants, were kind of telling me that I was going the wrong direction, if you know what I mean. So it was getting a little tight. So I wanted to make sure those were getting a little looser for me. To me, I enjoyed the fiber sweep. I have found to really like chia seeds. So that's one of the main things that most people notice in it. Chia seeds are they're very tiny, so they're hard to actually grind up. So you might notice a little bit of that. Some people with that consistency sometimes throws them off. But other than that, I think it was really good. It has kind of like a hint of lime flavor to it. Vanilla Fresh, it was okay. Not gonna lie, I'm not a huge vanilla fan, but I did add some cinnamon, which you can do. So I added that into some of them to kind of change it up a little bit. So normally when I make my shakes or my Shakeology, I normally just use a shaker cup in the water. Um, if I do any kind of fruit, it's a banana. So it really wasn't hard for me to cut back on anything that I add into my shakes normally, because I normally just do water. And that goes for the Vanilla Fresh and Shakeology as well. I did definitely notice that my body does not. It works better without dairy and a lot of like white breads and things that aren't like whole grain. I definitely notice after the refresh, when I've tried to eat them again, doesn't agree well with my body. So I'm definitely making that a point to kind of limit those out of my diet entirely. As I said before, the program is super simple, super easy. You get a nice little booklet, go through each day, write down what you're going to pretty much what you're preparing, what you're eating the next day. So that actually in itself helps you, kind of calms you. You don't have to worry about what am I having for breakfast, what am I having for lunch, what am I having for dinner. You map it out and it's simple right then and there. Everything is fresh, whole foods, and then your shakes. So it's, like I said, it's super simple. The word refresh to me, I think it's more of just like the awakening of your body, actually feeding it real whole foods, and kind of a restart, jump start, as you could think about it. That's one of the things I plan to at least do, the refresh. If it's not monthly, at least every other month, to just make sure that I'm honing in to my body, making sure when I do have slip-ups, because we're all human, we're going to have bad days, bad weeks. Hopefully those weeks don't turn into months. But this is one thing that I know, if I'm doing the refresh, I'm going to have that point where I'm like, okay, focus, dial it down, let's get back on track. I would definitely do the refresh again. I'm planning to hopefully do it with some more of my coaches and friends to help me out, get through it, help them out, because it's been an amazing program for me. So I'm definitely recommending it to anyone that I know. If you have a wedding to go to, any kind of celebration or something on the weekend, you want to kind of dial it down. Hey, drop 9 pounds like I did in 3 days. I'm sure you'd be able to fit into that dress or that suit that you needed to fit into. So yeah, definitely would recommend it to anyone. All in all, like I said, this has been an amazing experience for me. 3 days, like you can do anything 3 days, really. So main things, just hit it. Tell yourself that you have your goal in mind, whatever that might be. If it's just to get through the 3 days, that's awesome. You'll see your results at the end of it. So not trying to put pressure on yourself. So that's even a goal. But yeah, just get in there. Like I said, I'm going to do it again. I have it already planned that I'm going to continue to do it. It's going to be a part of my health and fitness routine. So come on in. The water's fine. Try it out. Get refreshed.